Everyone, thank you so much for joining us again this week for our week 3. The weeks are flying by. Summer reading activity. Today we're going to be making wands. So again, as I said in our last video, all these crafts are going to be like to your interpretation. We really want you to imagine your story, use your imagination, and kind of like take some of the ideas that we gave you, but also just use them as inspiration for coming up with your own. So the wands that we're going to be making today could be inspired by anything. So I'm going to show you a couple different things that you could do, but first here's just the general supplies you're going to need in case you didn't catch them from the event page. So again, we're going to be using Model Magic. We bought the white box so that if you wanted to color it or whatever, you could do that very easily. So that's what I'm recommending there. I'm also recommending that you get a pack of chopsticks like I have here. You don't even have to buy such a big pack. I just like these because they have a nice like bibbity bobbity boo thing going on here. They're a little bit bigger, but if you don't have these, can't get these, you could certainly use an unsharpened pencil, or maybe you got some chopsticks from a restaurant or something like that. So whatever you've got at home is perfectly fine. You're also going to want some paint to cover your chopstick or pencil, and you're also going to want just some like little doodads and things. So that is again open to interpretation. We've got here some marbles from a craft long ago. We've got some seashells. I've also got a lot of packs of beads. How many of you guys have these at home? And they seemed like a good idea at the time, but then they were so tiny you got frustrated, you put them in the cupboard. Well, here's a good chance to take advantage of them and make your own. So, I also have sequins and stuff like that too. So again, it's whatever you have and that you want to use, but I'm going to skip the sequins for myself today. Just to kind of get started, I've gone through the liberty of already pre-painting my chopstick here. So anything that I don't want seen, like I didn't want that exposed wood, is all nice and covered. So then the next thing that you're going to do is work on the handle. And we did this craft a couple years ago with our teens. And the reason that I like this one is because contrary to a lot that I've seen where you would use hot glue, this one is very safe. So it's good for any age. And then there's also a lot of room for you to play around and kind of figure out what you want your design to be. This Model Magic takes probably about 24 to 72 hours to dry. And so you have some chance to kind of play around. If you make a mistake, you can kind of go back. So we like it for that reason. So you can kind of do whatever you want. I'm going to try to, I think, take a little inspiration from, I think I want to do like a seashell thing maybe. I'm not sure. But we'll see where it goes. But we already have our pre-painted thing, like I said. So maybe you want to do like a wand that's inspired by like a sea witch or like a sea sorceress or something. I'm also recommending like maybe you want to use this as an opportunity to explore some of the different books that we've got at the library on like magic, because this has been, you know, Imagine Our Story. And we've got a lot of really cool ones. So we've been making lists on Goodreads. We hope that you've been following along and kind of seeing what we've been reading, what we want to check out. There's lots of cool stuff out there. So what I've done here is I rolled out my Model Magic, and I've decided I'm going to start like rolling it a little bit here, and we're going to see how it goes. If it gets a little crazy, I'm going to undo it and see where we're at. This is not necessarily a quick project. It might take you a little bit of time just because, as I said, like the Model Magic is not quick drying. So wrap that around here. Or maybe you don't want to even do like fancy loops. Maybe you want to kind of like make it fit you. You could do something like that. I'm going to try to do this roll again. maybe we're working with too much model magic. That's always possible, right? We'll roll it out a little thinner and see where we're at. And this is good, like I said, for all ages, because you can kind of set the base of your wand to kind of fit maybe a older kid, younger kid. When I made mine, actually, I went and I put it on my desk as a decoration. So maybe you're an adult in an office and you're like, I need to be living my best life. You could be like me. And you can put your dragon eggs and your wands and your everything all over your desk, and hey, it makes you, if anything, like super interesting, right? People want to come talk to you. So you're just going to keep wrapping this around until you get to a point where you're good with the design you have. And I think I might even put a little bit more at the bottom just to kind of create some difference here. Okay, and then you could either wait for that to dry or you could start painting already. And I have gold paint here from a previous craft, so I'm going to squeeze that into my jar there. And I also noticed when I was painting later that if you did a little painting and then took a pause, like some of the crevices and different things were much better like highlighted. Like if you went through with the gold and then you came back and you were like, oh, you know, I think I might want to add some blue or something like that. So we're gonna bless you to our camera crew.
Thank you.
So we're going to paint this here. I think it's already looking a little bit Little Mermaid-esque. I don't know. But I went through before and I picked out some of the blue beads because I didn't want you guys to be watching me struggle picking through beads here. But see what I'm doing here? You can go through and just start casually placing them in. So you kind of have like something really cool. Just to kind of make it pop a little bit. Oops. And because this is Model Magic, it's gonna stick in there like really well. And because we're going with that under the sea vibe, I think I might also, oops, a little clump there. Might try to do a seashell or two. I'm gonna shove them in really well though, so that I don't knock them off when I'm trying to do my magic. Okay. So if you want to shove those right in there and just kind of make sure they're nice and tucked through. I think I love this already. And while I'm recommending books, though you can refer to the Goodreads list, I'm also going to recommend that you check out Rainbow Rowell's Carry On, because I have to pitch this all the time. I met Rainbow Rowell once. She is perfectly lovely, and she writes really great books. So Carry On is about two mages. So they are magicians, and they go to the Watford School. So that is a school of mages. So they're like magicians and that, and it's really fun. And yeah, I think you should definitely check that out. But definitely refer to the list as well. Okay, so this is my completed wand here. And I'll show you the other one that I did before. If I can go back and add in a little bit more blue to make those white edges pop. But for right now, we're gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna show you what we came up with before. This one is a little bit, I think, like Lord of the Rings Gandalf inspired. See, it's got like one of those little green stones at the bottom here. Perfect for, you know, all your elfin magic and all that. So yeah, those are your wands. And I think they're really cool. So I hope that you guys decide to check these out and join us next week. There's not gonna be a video, but for those of you who are super Percy Jackson fans, we're going to be doing an online escape room, and I'm really excited about that, and we really hope you check it out. I think it was a little bit challenging, so we'll see. And please definitely check that out, and let us know if you did the video or the craft, and we'll see you soon at the library, guys. Take care.